the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio.
Every day you're going and working, running that rat race at that pace in that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say, for you, there's gotta be a better way, yeah. And you do what they told ya, company man, feel it, a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want.
So winter's inescapable. You can't get around it. It's happening all over the country. This past week just gone by. I think everybody felt it a little bit. Even in places where it remains jaw-droppingly hot. Even in places where they listen in like Florida and Texas and places where you can step outside in the middle of November and a body part starts sticking to another body part after the first step you've taken outside the house. Even in places like that where the weather remains sometimes uncomfortably warm. It's inescapable that winter is, well, if not here, right around the corner. In some places where people have been listening to the show, I've been getting pictures of fall foliage. The folks living in the Northeast, in New England, New York City, places like that. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Nature's fireworks, I suppose you could call it, when the leaves change colors like that. And then out in California, there's a chill in the air. Still warm during the day, but cold at night. At night comes quickly. Everybody driving around at 6:30 going, wow, got to get home and get to bed. And, oh, wait, hold on. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Why am I so tired? No matter where you are, from sea to shining sea, at the moment, everybody's kind of become aware of the fact that winter's around the corner. And what starts happening? Well, saw a picture that my brother-in-law posted online of a turkey. A little early, wouldn't you say? Well, he wanted to get it right. He and my sister got married a couple years ago and moved out from New York City to the City of Angels, living in Los Angeles, where he snagged his dream job for a comic book kid that grew up in New Jersey. When someone says, hey, would you like to move to Los Angeles and be the editor of Superman comic books? You say yes. So they packed up everything they owned, sold what they didn't want to take, moved across the country to Los Angeles, where they started their job, and decided that they would host their very first ever Thanksgiving. So they got friends, family, and loved ones attending their one-bedroom apartment in Hollywood for Thanksgiving, and posted a turkey. I was like, I hope that's not what we're expected to eat come Thanksgiving. He was like, no, practice turkey. But the fact that there are practice turkeys being made, that the seasons are changing, that winter's on its way, has reminded me of something very, very important with regard to gratitude. And we'll get into it next. Thank you so much for hanging out. Nature's fireworks, I suppose you could call it, when the leaves change colors like that. And then out in California, there's a chill in the air. Still warm during the day, but cold at night. At night comes quickly. Everybody driving around at 6:30 going, wow, got to get home and get to bed. And, oh, wait, hold on. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Why am I so tired? No matter where you are, from sea to shining sea, at the moment, everybody's kind of become aware of the fact that winter's around the corner. And what starts happening? Well, saw a picture that my brother-in-law posted online of a turkey. A little early, wouldn't you say? Well, he wanted to get it right. He and my sister got married a couple years ago and moved out from New York City to the City of Angels, living in Los Angeles, where he snagged his dream job for a comic book kid that grew up in New Jersey. When someone says, hey, would you like to move to Los Angeles and be the editor of Superman comic books? You say yes. So they packed up everything they owned, sold what they didn't want to take, moved across the country to Los Angeles, where they started their job, and decided that they would host their very first ever Thanksgiving. So they got friends, family, and loved ones attending their one-bedroom apartment in Hollywood for Thanksgiving, and posted a turkey. I was like, I hope that's not what we're expected to eat come Thanksgiving. He was like, no, practice turkey. But the fact that there are practice turkeys being made, that the seasons are changing, that winter's on its way, has reminded me of something very, very important with regard to gratitude. And we'll get into it next. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Like most kids from a privileged white upper-middle-class suburban background, for a significant portion of his childhood, he was pretty convinced he was down. AD on the radio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah. You've been talking about me for a long time, but you're too scared to say what's on your mind.
Oh, wait, we're back? Are we back, Funkhauser?
Yeah, we're back.
I have a hard time keeping track today.
It's a Monday.
It's Monday. Well, it's Monday where we came in and rather than America's Talk, the station that we're used to being on, we were for a brief period part of, what was it? What was the Latin station that was being sort of like...
Fiesta Latino this weekend? Yeah, we're just hearing the overflow of that.
Yeah, okay,
Hola
gotcha.
Vista, Codicide, oh.
Ay, caramba, bienvenidos. Y tú? I know how to say something really offensive in Spanish, and it's one of those things where I don't know if I can say it on the air. I mean, technically it's in a different language, but does that make it okay?
I don't know.
It's funny because I learned this Spanish phrase, and I told one of my Mexican buddies this. He was like, you shouldn't, who taught you how to say that? And I was like, just a buddy of mine. He's like, whoever taught you how to say that is not your friend, because that sentence could get you killed. I was just like, and it remains one of my favorite things to say to this day. I'm trying to... Tu madre, I'm trying to sort of like translate in my head, and tu madre tiene la cara del cabra, pero igual, and then the rest I don't think I should say, which basically translates to your mother has the face of a goat, but it didn't stop me from doing a bunch of stuff I can't talk about on the radio. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Grateful for my friend telling me not to use that phrase among a company that might stab me for it. It's that gratitude we were. It's that gratitude that we were talking about. I had a friend that stopped me from using an expression that would get me killed, so that was good. It being right around the corner from the joyous freaking Yuletide season, I'm reminded by what's going on at the moment that, well, all right, holidays are what they are. And we've discussed the fact that a lot of people get in the winter blues at the moment. I mean, look, you lose that hour of daylight, and unless you're like Funkhauser, who gets up at the ass crack of dawn, you don't get it back. Funkhauser experiences more daylight now because of daylight savings time. He lives on the schedule that farmers kept back in the day that daylight savings time was invented for, right, Funkhauser?
Yeah.
The sun is shining, birds are chirping when you wake up in the morning. It's all good if you're Funkhauser, but if not, there's a very good chance that the lack of daylight is causing you to be a little bit bummed out. We talked about that a little bit in the past, but if you are getting bummed out, look, it's the beginning of that season. We got a long winter ahead of us, and my advice to you remains the same. Do something now to head it off at the past. I don't know what it would be. Maybe it's talking to someone. Maybe it's starting a new exercise routine, getting the heart rate up a couple times during the day does the same thing that a lot of serotonin reuptake inhibitors do. The serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which are your common or garden antidepressants that a shrink is going to prescribe you. You can do things about depression, but it's good to recognize it. It's good to recognize it and do something about it before it kind of gets a chance to get its hooks into you over the long and sometimes emotionally grueling holiday season. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving that we're coming up on. The holiday season comes with a certain amount of hypocrisy, I tend to find. And I'm not talking about the goodwill toward all men thing, and a lot of people don't have goodwill. And I'm not talking about the fact that rampant commercialism and consumerism has invaded the holidays, and we forget the true meaning of Christmas as outlined by Linus in the Charlie Brown Christmas special. But I'm talking more about the idea that, Thanksgiving, what am I grateful for? You know, we do that as a kid. And who could blame us? Who could blame us? Because it's ingrained in us from childhood. Well, it's Thanksgiving, so we should discuss what you're thankful for. What are you thankful for? And if you get into the habit of doing this on the third Thursday of every single November, well, that gets anchored in when you're a child, and who could blame you for reserving that part of the year for gratitude? Same goes for New Year's resolutions. That whole gratitude at Thanksgiving thing, look, it's a good thing. It's good to have an attitude of gratitude right around the time that you gather around yummy turkey and palpable tension between you and the relatives you secretly despise but only have to put up with twice a year. It's a good thing to have gratitude in that situation. But it doesn't mean that November should have the exclusive on that particular sentiment. What I'm saying is, you know, the same sense of like, I'm going to become a ripped-toned, shredded super athlete that's single-digit body fat, that promise that you make yourself, that resolution, if you will, that you make yourself on the 1st of January, seldom do you wind up sticking to it. And why? Why reserve that to the 1st of January? Why wait? I mean, yeah, I know you pack on the pounds during the holidays and you go, I'm so fat, I got to do something. But no, really, that's a promise you'd be better off making yourself every day, really. I mean, you want to stick to it. It should be top of mind every single day. And the same thing goes for gratitude. See, gratitude, recognizing the things that you have in your life that are good. And look, I'm not saying there's not, trust me, I know. On any given day, there are many, many, many multitudes of things that you would be totally within your rights to complain about. I don't even know what's going on in your life at the moment, but I can tell you, I could take a snapshot of your life and I could find any number of things to be hacked off about. And you have every right to be hacked off about those things. But, hey, you're above ground. You have another day in this world. You're above ground. You woke up in a country that still has one of the best examples of democracy on the face of the planet, where someone, if they want to achieve something, if they set their mind to it, can, in a way that they just can't in other parts of the world. So, as much as there's any number of things that you can be angry about or hacked off about on a daily basis, and believe me, I hear you, there's also a vast multitude of things to be truly grateful for. And reserving that sense of gratitude for a day where you gather around, like I said, yummy turkey with palpable tension between you and the relatives you secretly despise but put up with twice a year. Reserving that sense of gratitude, or having that sense of gratitude, or feeling like you should have that sense of gratitude for that one day of the year, you're shortchanging yourself. You really are. Look, there's been plenty that's been said about gratitude from people that you just want to punch in the mouth. Oh, yeah, live every day with an attitude of gratitude. Shut it. But I will say this about gratitude. When you stop and you take a moment to recognize the things in your life that you're grateful for, it changes your focus. It really does. And that whole thing of being grateful, I don't know. It's almost like you're told you should do it when you're a kid, and therefore it feels like a chore. But when you take a moment every single day to focus on what's good in your life, focus on the things that you can be grateful for, focus on the fact that you're alive. Day above ground is a good day, according to a lot of people. I'm not one of them, but, you know, it's a good starting point. When you take a second to focus on the things in your life that you can be grateful for, that you should be grateful for, it changes your whole outlook. It really does. And look, it's not an easy thing to do. If you say, I'm going to be grateful every single day, there's going to be days where you just don't feel like it. You don't feel grateful. You feel more like stabbing someone as opposed to expressing your gratitude to anyone. And I get that. I understand. I hear you. But gratitude, it's not a chore. When you can sum it up when you can gather it up, when you can get a little bit of that milk of human kindness and recognize the things that are good in your life on a daily basis, then you know what? You know who you're helping out? Yourself. And it changes your whole outlook, and it changes how you're going through your day. Really, you're helping yourself. So join me, won't you, in trying to have a little bit of gratitude every single day for the things in your life worth being grateful for. Makes a massive, massive difference. And it's something that doesn't have to be reserved for the third Thursday of every single November. I am grateful for what I am and have. My Thanksgiving is perpetual. Henry David Thoreau. Alrighty then, Funkhauser. What is going on in the world? And let me just say, I'm grateful to have you in my life.
Aren't you sweet?
No, I really am.
You.
I really
too.
am. Funkhauser's not only is he an excellent guy, not only does he earn the super part of his super producer to the stars title every single day, but without him, certain aspects of this show just wouldn't be happening because he rolled up his sleeves and he thought, hey, this could be something good. I'm going to get to it. And he's done a whole bunch of things that I don't have time to do or the ability to do, quite frankly. Like, honestly, like a lot of things that he does, I can't do. I don't know how to do. And the growth of this show and the growth of our, note the sarcastic air quotes around this word, careers, is very much due to Funkhauser. So every single day, I'm grateful for the fact that the universe saw fit to connect me with the Funkmeister. Plus, I mean, look, Larry David has a Funkhauser on his show, Curb Your Enthusiasm. And when I found out my producer was going to be a Funkhauser, I was like, sweet, I'm more like Larry David because I, too, have a Funkhauser. So I'm grateful for you, Funkhauser. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm thankful for you, too, by the way.
There's... what's the title of today's show, Funkhauser?
The Drunken Cop.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a lot of TV news happening, so you have to fill me in. I'm behind.
Basically, what happened was a cop showed up drunk to receive an award. Mm-hmm. Now, when you hear what that award was, the irony of the situation becomes entirely more delicious. What was the award that this drunken cop showed up to receive? We'll get into that after we get into the events of today. My Witness News in no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, how are you, and what is going on in the world?
Things are good, man. Here's the news. Texas Chainsaw Massacre star Gunnar Hansen, he's died.
You know, Gunnar Hansen's relatives might take it a little personally that you went, things are good, man. This guy's dead.
Oh, whoops. Maybe I should read ahead sometimes.
No matter how many others took on the role of the guy in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Gunnar was always, like, far and away the most popular Leatherface. Mm-hmm. Until, John Boehner came along. Then better.
Oh, makes me want to cry.
Yeah, cry and smoke cigarettes. Go on.
Jennifer Lawrence accidentally kissed her Hunger Games co-star Natalie Dormer on the lips at the premiere. I saw it. Did you
Google!
See it? Yeah, buddy. It's kind of awkward, though. A little weird. It wasn't quite. It was just as you expected it to be.
Just as you... Ooh. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they sure did, didn't they? Look, I'm watching the video now.
You're going to star that one for later?
Well, it was only for a split second, but if you pause at just the right moment, you can still enjoy yourself to it, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Go on.
Tara Reid turns...
Hold on. Sorry. This picture is distractingly good. How could that be an accident? Like, did they...
Sometimes I have a lot of friends that want to come kiss me on the cheek. And if you turn your face the wrong way at the wrong time, you're like, oh.
What, girls?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's one thing that maybe it is a European thing, but like in England and in Europe, I used to get kissed a lot more on the cheek, and now not so much. Not so much now that I'm in America. And you know what? I like it because I don't want any sort of awkwardness. I like clear, rigidly defined barriers of we are not in any way, shape, or form this, we are that. I like to know where I stand at all times. And the kiss hello, no thank you. No thank you. I mean, like, I just don't like for there to be any sort of, like, question about what's going on. I am the guy who fist bumps all of his female friends as a greeting. I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh, pound it. And they seem a little bit nonplussed, but it makes me comfortable, and that's all that matters. Go on.
Khloe Kardashian.
Wait, hold on. Were we talking about Tara Reid?
Yeah, I already forgot about her. She turned 40 yesterday.
She's really?
She's 40. She's 4 decades old.
Wow. Well, good for her, because you know what? She doesn't look a day over irrelevant.
Aw, but would you still?
Well, yeah, because then, well, no, okay. Like, this is Fantasyland. She doesn't look a day over. She doesn't look a day over Catcher's Mitt. She doesn't look a day over John Boehner. Would I?
Yeah.
In this fantasy world, do diseases exist? Because if they do, then the answer is definitely not.
You know, sometimes I have a lot of friends that want to come kiss me on a cheek, and if you turn your face the wrong way at the wrong time, you're like, oh,
What, girls?
yeah, oh yeah.
You know, that's one thing that maybe it is a European thing, but like in England and in Europe, I used to get kissed a lot more on the cheek, you know, and now not so much. Not so much. Now that I'm in America, and you know what, I like it because I don't want any sort of awkwardness. I like clear, rigidly defined barriers of we are not in any way, shape, or form this. We are that. I like to know where I stand at all times, and the kiss hello. No, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, like, I just don't like for there to be any sort of, like, question about what's going on. I am the guy who fist bumps all of his female friends as a greeting. I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh, pound it. They seem a little bit nonplussed, but it makes me comfortable, and that's all that matters. Go on.
Khloe Kardashian.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Were we talking about Tara Reid?
Yeah, I already forgot about her. She turned 40
happened?
yesterday.
She's really?
She's 40. She's 4 decades old.
Wow. Well, good for her, because you know what? She doesn't look a day over irrelevant.
Aw, but would you still?
Well, yeah, because then, well, no, okay. Like, this is Fantasyland. She doesn't look a day over. She doesn't look a day over Catcher's Mitt. She doesn't look a day over John Boehner. Would I?
Yeah.
In this fantasy world, do diseases exist? Because if they do, then the answer is definitely not.
You know, sometimes I have a lot of friends that want to come kiss me on a cheek, and if you turn your face the wrong way at the wrong time, you're like, oh.
What, girls?
Tommy, do you remember that lying to your friends? Like when you stole my guitar and you sold it so you could eat that Vicodin. How does it feel to be knowing that you let everybody who cares about you let them down? Tommy doesn't even know he's kidding himself about why no one takes his calls or ever wants him around. Wasted again. Just another night in your never-ending story. Wasted again. Just another night in your never-ending story. You just can't stop. You just can't quit. in the dark.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me.
A cop showed up to receive an award recently, plastered out of his mind. What award was he getting, and why does this make it that much more ironic? We'll get into that a little later on after we finish off what remains of the news in our segment, My Witness News in no way, shape, or form. Fair, certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, who you can tweet at FunkFM.
I'm
or
tweetable.
Me, at ADSXE.
We're tweetable.
We were tweetable. Well, Funkhauser, what's going on in the news?
Did I tell you about Chloe?
No.
Khloe Kardashian. She said she'll get cosmetic work done on her face eventually.
Yeah.
You thinking about her?
Hold on. I mean, like, I was under the impression, like, Khloe Kardashian suddenly got hot. Like, she was, like, the wildebeest of the clan. And then she sort of, like, I remember everyone was like, when did Khloe Kardashian become the hot one? Like, it was like, I'm not, so I thought that ship had sailed. Maybe that's sort of like, yeah, one day I'll get this. Right now I'm enjoying my totally natural and in no way paid for beauty. But yeah, Khloe Kardashian says she's going to get cosmetic work done on her face eventually, which, by the way, might be the first time Khloe Kardashian and the word work have been used in the same sentence. Please continue.
O.J. Simpson claims he never had sex with Kris Jenner.
Right, yeah. No, there was all this sort of
That
like
was
rumor
thing,
and speculation and hearsay that O.J. Simpson and Kris Jenner were a couple, and even that Khloe Kardashian was O.J. Simpson's daughter. That was the rumor. And I think that rumor has never really been dispelled. Like, I think that's still kind of out there. It's not like a DNA test has happened. And you got to look at her in comparison to her sisters and go, what? Just based on her height alone, there's something else happening there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, O.J. Simpson says that he never had sex with Kris Jenner. And it's proof, I guess we can point to the fact that Kris Jenner's still alive, so...
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, and this is why O.J. Simpson might not be Khloe Kardashian's father, because, well, O.J. Simpson claims that he never had sex with Kris Jenner, which probably makes him the only athlete in Los Angeles back in that particular time period that didn't. Apparently, her bedroom had a revolving door, and it was a revolving door that you got to revolve through, provided you played some sort of sport for some sort of team. It's like... you play lacrosse for Simi Valley High? Come right in.
Simi Valley High is funny.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oprah Winfrey has announced her annual list of favorite things.
Her list of favorite things. Is her cable network still doing okay? Like remember it started and then it did terrible, got no money, no ratings, and it was just like she just, yeah.
Is that one of her favorite things? Probably not.
I don't know, probably not. I do know that like this time last year, I think it was, with regard to her cable network, it was sort of like gather all the employees in one room. It was like, everybody look under your chairs. You're all getting pink slips. You get a pink slip and you get a pink slip and you get a pink slip and oh, sorry, no more health insurance. Yeah. Oprah Winfrey announced her annual list of favorite things. Topping the list of her favorite things for the 10th year in a row, Funkhauser. You know what that is? It's been her favorite thing for the last decade, and it still is. A totally platonic girls' weekend with Gail. Stedman stays home.
I like it. I can visualize
are you picturing?
it now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not one of my favorite things, but
I could.
It'll work.
I could. Yeah. Like if I had photo documentation of that which we know to be true, in a pinch, I could make that work. At home, alone, Saturday night, what to do? Oh, a picture of Gail and Oprah on their platonic girls' weekend. I can actually do something with this. It'll take some effort. It'll take some focus. It'll take some concentration, but I can make it happen. Go on.
That's what makes you the best.
That's what makes, I rise to the challenge.
A new study says that the most dangerous part of your home when you're drunk is the stairs.
Really?
A new study says that.
For most people, I would imagine it's Amazon.com. Oh,
Tinder.
wow. There's an empty bottle of Jameson here's an empty bottle of Jameson on the armoire. And there's an
Same-day
alpaca
delivery.
outside. Yeah. Oh, I always wanted to be an alpaca farmer. Why not? I actually have a friend. I have a friend who got drunk and bought an alpaca off of TV. You know, like those late night infomercials. And he kept his alpaca, and he actually drives around with it in his convertible. It's pretty funny. And he gave the alpaca goggles like Snoopy and the Red Bear, and when he drives around in his convertible, and he got it. He drunk purchased an alpaca, and it's become a family friend. It's true.
Oh,
drunken Tinder. I guess. Yeah. You know what? I've never. That's some. I would imagine. What happens on Tinder if you swipe right means you like someone, right?
yeah.
If you swipe right on someone that you don't wind up liking, what then? It's not that big a deal, is it?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
Hold on a second. In certain parts of the country, Girl Scout cookies are going up $1 a box. Inflation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you do the Girl Scout cookie buying thing?
Yeah, but I always feel bad because they're gone before I get home. You know, there's a little sign on the wall here saying, "Help my daughter sell the cookies." And I write one or two in there. And then they come around for the money and drop off the box, and they never make it.
Yeah.
Sad.
What flavor? If you're gonna eat the Girl Scout cookies?
It's the caramel one with the chocolate sprinkled on, glazed on top of it. I forget what they're called. Oh, the most popular ones. What about you? You're a mint guy?
Oh, yeah, Thin Mints. It's got to be Thin Mints. I mean, I don't know what they put in them. Thin Mints, and it's chocolate, it's mint, it's crack, it's delicious. But yeah, certain parts of the country, Girl Scout cookies going up $1 a box. Thanks, Obama. First, he's not invited to the GOP debate, and now this. Not a good week for Chris Christie.
Nothing's gonna change how I feel today. Nothing's gonna get in the way of my perfect day. Sunshine coming my way. Nothing's gonna change how I feel today. Nothing's gonna get in the way of my perfect day. Woke up about 10 with puppies in my face, saying Dad gotta join the human race. Time for a yawn and a stretch and a walk, you see.
You know what? I've never. I would imagine. What happens on Tinder if you swipe right means you like someone, right?
Yeah.
If you swipe right on someone that you don't wind up liking, what then? It's not that big a deal, is it?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
Hold on a second. In certain parts of the country, Girl Scout cookies are going up $1 a box. Inflation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you do the Girl Scout cookie buying thing?
Yeah, but I always feel bad because they're gone before I get home. You know, there's a little sign on the wall here saying, "Help my daughter sell the cookies." And I write one or two in there. And then they come around for the money and drop off the box, and they never make it.
Yeah.
Sad.
What flavor? If you're gonna eat the Girl Scout
it's
cookies?
it's the caramel one with the chocolate sprinkled on, glazed on top of it. I forget what they're called. Oh, the most popular ones. What about you? You're a mint guy?
Oh, yeah, Thin Mints. It's got to be Thin Mints. I mean, I don't know what they put in them. Thin Mints, and it's chocolate, it's mint, it's crack, it's delicious.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted the Rolling Stones in 1989, and Rolling Stone magazine ranked them 4th on the 100 Greatest Artists of All Time list, with album sales estimated at more than 200 million worldwide. It's been over 50 years, and the Rolling Stones are still a force to be reckoned with.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Rolling Stones and all your favorite artists.
Now, someone who everybody wants to punch in the face. AD on the radio.
So, cop showed up to get an award plastered out of his mind. When we find out what the award is, it becomes that much more ironic. We'll get into that a little later on in the show. Right now, though, Funkhauser, let's roll through what remains of the news.
Sure.
What's going on in the world? By the way,
Yeah.
according to Twitter, Twitter seems divided. Some people say, with regard to Girl Scout cookies, it's all about the caramel delights.
That's
Other
it.
people say it's all about the Thin Mints.
You
know
we're
what?
going
We
to go
should
to
do one of
battle
those,
over this.
Yeah, let's do one of those Twitter polls.
Oh, yeah, you started doing those. Those are super cool. I noticed you and Tom Likas did a poll
Tom
on Twitter.
Likas, that guy's still at the... What's it? What's Tom Likas up to that now?
Nothing.
Like, doesn't he
Still
have
blowing
internet
people,
radio? He
still blowing
owns,
people
like,
up and
But, on internet radio, right?
yeah.
I used to listen. Everybody hated Tom Likas back in the day. Like, when he was on WNEW in New York City and I used to listen, it was like him, Ron and Fez, Opie and Anthony, and Don and Mike. Remember Don and Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Old school
Those-
talk radio.
Yeah, well, you know what? It was sort of like, it was hot talk, though, because it
Yeah, it
wasn't just
was.
like political blowhards. It was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
What are they called? Caramel Delights?
Yeah. That's what I was trying to think of. Now I want to buy 2 boxes.
Caramel
Oh,
Delights.
are you making the poll right
Yeah,
now?
I'm making the poll now.
Or Thin Mints. You should add a third one and call it Other for the crazy people.
I
that
think
like
they only
other
allow
things.
2 choices in the Twitter polls.
Oh. All right, then.
It's that narrow thinking responsible for our 2-party system extended to social media. When I mean, there's more than 2 types of Girl Scout cookie. Hold on.
That's okay. I see
Making the
you.
poll.
I see you polling. I can't wait to find it at ADSXE on Twitter. And, it'll probably happen all day long today, so you can vote.
I think the polls get 24 hours.
Oh,
I think
yeah?
that's how long the Twitter polls
Cool.
get. Yeah.
I hope this is a hot topic and really blows the servers off of their server farms.
You know what? It probably will. It probably will. I mean, like, whenever it's sort of like,
The thing is, though, when you-
vague whenever it's sort of like intense socio-political decisions to be made via any kind of poll, people are strangely quiet. Whenever it's like, which cookie do you like better? Clickety click click click. So I think this particular poll has a better chance of breaking the internet than anything else I've ever done.
What I like about these polls, though, is they notify you when they're over. You get a little
Right.
ding. It's like the poll is completed. Check here for it. So I can't wait to beat in this epic battle.
Right. Oh yeah. Like it's it's split 50-50. Thin Mints, Caramel Delights 50-50. There have been a
It's gonna
whopping
be
2
hot,
votes
man.
so far.
It's gonna be a heated one.
Yeah, I guess like on the side of Thin Mints, it would be me. On the side of Caramel Delights, it would be Funkhauser. So which one of us is right? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Check in tomorrow on the show. Oh my God, is this what we've sunk to? Quick, get back to the news.
Elton John said he'll meet with Vladimir Putin to discuss LGBT rights.
Yeah. That's the one photo op where you can be assured that Putin probably won't be shirtless. He might do it, actually. Vladimir Putin has some strange musical tastes. There's a population problem in Russia.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't want to bring children into the world. They don't want the responsibility of children. They don't think it's a great place to have children. So there's like a legit population problem in Russia. And what Vladimir Putin did to get to get people in the mood. Did you hear about this? True story. Vladimir Putin, and I don't know whether it was successful whether it actually went forward and happened or if it was just an idea that Putin had. But Vladimir Putin's plan to combat the population decline in Russia was to get people in the mood to get, busy and get baby making. And his solution to that was to hire Boys to Men to come to Russia and play a concert. Vladimir Putin tried to hire Boys to Men to come to Russia and help with the population problem by getting, the Ruskies all sort of hot and bothered with, the dulcet tones of early 90s Boys to Men. I'll make love to you. Yes, you will, comrade. Hello, my little babushka. Let's see what's inside your nesting doll. Any other?
Yeah.
Any other?
Well,
do your best sexy Russian, Funkhauser.
I tell you one thing. I will wear shirt and tie for this.
I tell you one thing. That's funny. I get after you like Boris and Natasha getting after Moose and Squirrel. Go on.
Well, the Eagles are postponing receiving their Kennedy Center Honors Award due to Glenn Fry's health problems. And
yeah.
You're going to be sad.
Yeah, Glenn Fry's not feeling so hot. He wanted to go, but I think his doctors advised him to get the Karate Kid ready, Funkhauser. Glenn Fry wanted to go to the awards banquet, but his doctors advised him to take it easy. Damn, Skippy. Go on.
There's a plan to launch Hunger Games theme parks across the globe.
Yeah, I saw that. Because, being hunted for sport in danger of your life, that seems like an experience you'd like to replicate in the real world. So, hence, the Hunger Games theme parks across the globe being opened up, except in North Korea, where it would kind of be redundant. What else?
I already deal with that from my debt collectors.
A lot of people I know feel like going into work is their own personal Hunger Games. Like, I've had this conversation with a couple of people. They're like, yeah.
Is there boobs in Hunger Games? I forget.
No, they're kids' books. They're like ultra, uber, violent, scary, tension-filled kids' books. But, no boobs, because, like, in theory, like, everybody in the Hunger Games is a child.
Oh.
But, the chick from Hunger Games, she was definitely a very large part of the fappening.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, yeah. That's her name, right? Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
J-Law, I think they call her.
Yeah.
She is a fantastic female and loves to take pictures of that on her own and send them to various boyfriends and put them on, and ill-advisedly put them on the iCloud. So now the entirety of the world is aware of just how good she looks naked. Gotta admit, pretty good. Go on.
Lamar Odom turned 36.
Yeah.
Surprisingly?
Yeah, I know, like, no word yet on how that's possible. Any idea what he's getting for his birthday?
No, but I'm waiting for it.
I don't know. I would guess probably a brand new contract from E! It's like, suddenly, after all the Viagra, Coke, and hookers, you're a lot more interesting. Sign here. All right, go on.
The Secret Service has assigned agents to protect Republican frontrunners Donald Trump and Ben Carson.
Yeah. Yep. It's a sign that the 2016 presidential election, the campaign trail for that, is really kind of sort of heating up. If it's gotten to the point where the Secret Service has to be assigned to the Republican frontrunners, that's a good indicator that people are starting to take this a little bit more seriously. Now, what's interesting about that is it's also a fairly good illustration of the current pecking order. Donald Trump, Ben Carson, Secret Service agents assigned to protect them. Meanwhile, Secret Service gave Bobby Jindal a can of Raid and went, good luck. There's a guy called Hugo on the Lower East Side of Manhattan that'll sell you a pair of knuckle dusters. Here's $10. Go get you some. Go on.
A giant crack mysteriously formed over a few weeks in Wyoming.
Yeah. Did you see this? Giant crack in Wyoming. And there's, I think, did they find out what it was due to? I think it was like a tectonic plate shift or something like that.
It wasn't that IHOP parking thing that we saw in the news last night. There was a whole IHOP parking lot that just imploded. That's not what you're talking about, right?
No. It opened up in the side of Wyoming's Bighorn Mountains. It wasn't in a populated area or anything like that. But yeah, giant crack mysteriously formed a few weeks ago in Wyoming. And now Lamar Odom's on his way to smoke it. So, look, during a time where cops receive an awful lot of bad press, I will be the first to their rescue in terms of saying, hey, don't let cops be painted with this broad and a lot of the time uninformed stroke. Cops were my enemy as a kid. And as an adult, well, that changed significantly when I met cops and had cop friends. But you know what's kind of interesting and a little bit sad? As much as cops were my enemy as a child, cops were my enemy for all the reasons that cops tend to be one's enemy as an adolescent. Graffiti, marijuana, and skateboarding basically made cops people that I didn't want to run into all that often when I was 15, 16 years old. But I still felt like if I had a problem, going to a cop would be the thing to do. And it's really sad that kids are growing up in a day and age where the reality is so skewed in one direction or another that stops being the case. Where, don't touch that stove, it's hot. Don't go to that cop, he'll beat you. Becomes part of a kid's growing up and learning experience. And there's no one who's going to leap to the defense of cops and what they do faster than I do, knowing what it is that they're willing to do every single day. They put their lives on their line, and they put their lives on the line every single day so that they can serve and protect our lives. It's not something to be taken lightly. And look, cops are people. There's got to be great ones and lousy ones, but fundamentally, cops are there for us to put a little bit of faith and a little bit of trust into. And you know what's interesting? On both sides of the equation, on the left and on the right. On the left and on the right. People are denting the amount of faith folks have in cops. On the left, police brutality, they're going to kill you, cops are murderers. I'm Quentin Tarantino, and I approve this message. On the right, you think a cop's going to do anything for you? I don't call 911. I have weapons of mass destruction in my basement, and anybody who tries to come through my door will taste my rocket launcher, because cops are useless. And it's so funny, I find both sides of the argument tearing cops down when it's convenient for them. That said, it seems obvious this guy has some issues with alcohol, but he couldn't have picked the worst time to bust him out in public. Mike Zeliga, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He's a cop from Pinellas County, Florida. He went to a Mothers Against Drunk Driving conference in July to get an award since he'd made over 100 DUI arrests. He'd taken 100 drunk drivers off the road. But he never got the award. Why? Because he showed up hammered out of his mind. Drunk as a freaking skunk. He'd packed a bottle of Jameson Irish whiskey in his luggage, got drunk in the afternoon, and still tried to go to the banquet that night to get his award. But one of his bosses pulled him out of the banquet hall and sent him back to his room. Absolutely obliterated. He wound up getting a one-day paid suspension, but also moved up in the department, and now he's a detective. In other words, he got a free day off, paid vacation, and a promotion. Maybe we should all get hammered at work, too. What do you think, Funkhauser? Seems to work out when you're a cop. Alrighty, then. Thank you so much for hanging out, being part of our radio family. Tweet Funkhauser at FunkFM. Tweet me at ADSXE. And be sure to weigh in on our riveting Twitter poll. Thin Mints, or what are they called, Funkhauser?
Oh, I forget, but vote for those.
Caramel Delights are behind. It's 62-38 right now.